Hello everyone, hope you're alright. In today's video, I'm going to plant some zinnia seeds. Here I have got my zinnia seeds, which is Lilliput mix. It's good for planting and for summer bouquets. This makes really beautiful flower arrangements. You need to sow them 0.5 centimeter deep seeds, and when it's 18 to 25 degrees centigrade, you can sow them anytime April to May. These days we are in the end of March. Weather is starting to warm up. We are having sunny weather these days, so I think it will be okay to start them. Plants need to go 15 centimeter apart from each other when you put them in the ground. They need full sun, and they can grow up to 50 centimeter tall, and you can cut them for your fresh flower arrangements. They bloom from July to September. Germination time can be 15 to 20 days, and they look good in the middle of a border or back of border, depending on where you want them. Really beautiful flowers. I grew them last year as well, and I was quite happy with their progress. So I'm going to plant them today in these seed starting cells. There are 24 cells in this 38 centimeter seed starting tray, and I have got my multi-purpose compost here, which is kind of lumpy, so I'm breaking it down. So you need to use a good quality multi-purpose compost or potting mix. You should not use garden soil because that's not good for your seed starting or plants in the containers. This is light and fluffy and has enough nutrients for your seedlings to progress. After filling up the seed tray, I'm going to water it so it's nice and moist. You need to make sure that when your compost is nice and moist when you plant your seed. If you water afterwards, the seeds can dislodge. Looking good now. These zinnia seeds are like kind of big seeds, you can see here. So I'm going to put 2 or 3 seeds in each cell. Later on I can decide if I want to thin them or transplant them. Flowers looking good. I need to label it now. So it's important that you label your plants properly if you are doing more than one variety of flowers or seeds or whatever, because later on you can struggle identifying your plants. So it's 29th of April today. After 1 month and 1 week, you can see my whole seed tray is full of zinnia seedlings. So I'm preparing to transplant them in these individual 7-ounce cups. Almost all of them germinated. You can see there's only one cell that is empty, and I have got 2 seedlings going on in many cells. Some have got 3 seedlings, and a couple of cells have got 4 or 5 seedlings as well. So I'm going to transplant them in these individual cups, which will give them more room to grow. So here you can see I have filled the cups with multi-purpose compost, which I use for all my planting. This is nice, loose and moist. I have filled the cups 1/4 or halfway with the multi-purpose compost, and then I have taken my seedlings out. So there were 2, so I gently pulled them away. So the compost is nice, loose and moist, so it's not compact, and the seedlings are still small, so they are not like bound together, so I managed to pull them apart easily. However, if you do struggle to pull your seedlings apart, it's a good idea to just cut the one seedling at the soil level and let the other grow. So it's up to you how you find it easy. I want to save as many seedlings as possible, so I normally like to transplant my seedlings in individual cups once they get to a manageable size, like 2 2 to 3 inch tall, or they have got like a couple of sets of true leaves. Then I can transplant them in individual crops. So we are having nice weather these days, but I still don't want to put them outside in the garden because they are still really small and I'm still working on lots of other things. So I want to give them more time to grow in the greenhouse for a month or so. So I'm going to transplant them in these cups. However, if you do want, you can put them in the garden by all means. So you can put them in the garden at this stage, or you can put them in your patio containers. It depends on your climate as well. We are having nice weather these days, but we are really not sure if we can get a frost or not. In fact, we had a hailstorm the other day, so it's still a little bit risky to put the seedlings out in the garden or the patio containers. So it's still good idea if you can manage, you have got the space in your greenhouse, you can go for this option, which is you can plant them individually in these 7-ounce cups, which will buy you more time, at least a month or so. So after a month or so in June, all the danger of frost would have gone, and then it will be much safer to plant them outside. So here you can see I have planted almost half of them. It's really easy. You just fill up the cup with compost the quarter way or halfway. Take your seedling out carefully without damaging the roots. Make sure you hold the seedling from the tiny stem they have got and put them in the cup and fill around them with the compost, and make sure to water them afterwards, because it's really important that you don't let your seedlings drought. They can go under a transplant shock for a week or so. That's all right. They will recover the transplant shock and will start growing again nicely. So if you live in a dry climate, it's important that you do water them. Don't let them dry out completely. So just check the soil. If it's the top inch of soil is dry, you need to water them. So I'm going to transplant my zinnia seedlings. I grew them from seeds, and you can see they are nice size now. They have got 2 to 3 sets of true leaves, and they are ready to go in the ground or in the patio containers. So I'm going to plant 2 to 3 patio containers with zinnia seedlings. I have got these 40 centimeter diameter patio containers. These are plastic containers and they have terracotta finish. I have filled them with multi-purpose compost, which is nice and loose, and it has got added fertilizer in it, which is slow release fertilizer, so it will help the plants to establish faster. However, I will fertilize the plants on a weekly schedule with a water soluble fertilizer, with a well balanced fertilizer which has equal ratio of nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium. So today I'm just going to plant my seedlings, and in this size of container you can accommodate 8 to 10 zinnia plants. Zinnias can grow like 2 to 3 feet tall, and they produce really nice, beautiful, colorful blooms all summer long, and they are really good plants to go in a vegetable garden or in a flower garden. You can also plant them in the ground in the middle of a flower border, as they get a really nice height and put on a really beautiful display of colors. But I like to plant them in the containers, as they are annual plants, which means they will die when the first frost comes. So basically you can grow them on their own. So you can just make a container of zinnia plants and it will look absolutely beautiful. I grew zinnias last year as well in the containers, and they put on a really beautiful show throughout the summer. However, you can also mix them with other plants, so you can use them as a centerpiece. So I like to grow more uniform containers with more uniform plants in it. So there are lots of ideas to use these plants in your garden. You can mix them with other annuals, you can mix them with some perennials, you can grow them in your flower borders or in raised beds or in patio containers. They are really versatile plants. And also you can use their blooms in cut flower arrangements. So they produce really nice, elongated, colorful blooms, which are really good for using in fresh flower arrangements. So you can cut them and make beautiful arrangements all summer long. So they are highly attractive plants. Bees and butterflies are really attracted to them, so they help in attracting pollinators in your garden. So if you plant them near your vegetable plants, they can benefit from those pollinators. So they are really beautiful, bright dark green leaves, shiny dark green leaves, and I really like the green leaves as well and blooms as well. So I think they are really versatile plants and they are really easy to grow. After they are this size, you can plant them wherever you want and just water them when the soil is dry and fertilize them on a weekly schedule, and you will be amazed with how these plants perform throughout summer for you. Here I have got my zinnia plants and they are looking really beautiful. I'm really happy with my zinnia plants. Zinnia plants are really easy to grow and they form excellent cut flower. You can harvest these flowers, make fresh flower arrangements, and they have very long vase life. They stay nice and fresh in the vase for at least 2 weeks. And even here outside in the garden, they always look nice and fresh. I normally don't do any deadheading on my plants, just like once in a couple of weeks, and you can see they are nice and bright, really beautiful colors, so soothing and cheerful. Another planter with zinnia plants in it, and really nice and bright, really cheerful, awesome display of colors and textures. Here I have got another container with lots of zinnia plants and they are looking really beautiful. So zinnias and marigolds are still in the show in my garden at the moment, and they are really beautiful plants, and I will highly recommend that you do try them to grow and you will be so pleased. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Please give it a thumbs up and do subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon so you don't miss out on any of my gardening videos. You can also join my channel for extra perks. Thank you very much for watching today. See you next time. Bye.